Hey guys, so I'm currently outside and my dogs are licking my feet. I'm not even kidding. I just filmed this makeup look. So it is smack bang in the middle of winter in Australia. Yeah, and I wanted to do something really summery. So I did this gold, kind of bronzy, really shimmery look. Definitely full coverage. If you do want to see more videos, don't forget to hit subscribe, and if you do love this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Thank you. So to begin this video, guys, I'm going in with the P. Louise eyeshadow base in the shade RUMOUR, and I'm going to carve out my brow using a concealer brush from Artiste. Now once I carve out my brow, I'm going to pull the product down and layer it out and cover my whole lid all the way up to my brow bone. You want to make sure that you press the product completely into your skin before you start applying your eyeshadow. And the eyeshadow that I will be using today is from the Urban Decay Naked Petite Heat palette, and the first shade that I'm going to be using is called Wild Thing. Using a tapered blending brush, I really want to focus on depositing that colour all through my crease. Next, using my Morphe G24 blending brush, I'm really going to focus on blending out that colour. Next, using the darker shade in the palette called Heist, I'm going to focus on applying it on my lid and also my outer corner. I'm then going to use my Morphe G24 brush again and buff out any harsh lines. The next palette that I'm going to use is the Mecca Beauty Queen palette. If you don't have this, I do recommend you get it. It is insane. And I am going to be using my ratchet nailless fingers to apply it all over my lid. So the foundation that I'm going to be using today is the Shameless by Marc Jacobs. It's the color Y300, and I am mixing it with the Fantasy Dewdrops just to give it a lot of luminosity. This foundation is super buildable, so you can wear it light, or if you do layer it on, you can get that fuller coverage. And the brush that I'm using is called the Seamless by Marc Jacobs as well. It's one of my favorite foundation brushes at the moment. And once that is all applied, I'm going to blend that all in with my Beauty Blender. Now, because I have a significantly large forehead, I can actually carve out my brows with this brush because I do have quite a bit of space. But for someone else, I would definitely recommend a smaller brush so you can get up there and carve out your brows quite nicely. So now for in between my brows and in my inner corner of my eyes, I am going to go in with that smaller brush that I was just talking about, just so I can really get in there and clean it all up before our concealer. And then I'm just going to sponge it all in with my Beauty Blender. To conceal and highlight under my eyes, I'm going to be using one of my favorite drugstore concealers. This is the Photo Ready in shade Light by Revlon. So I'm going to apply this under my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, and also on my forehead, just to really brighten the center of my face. And I'm going to blend that in with the Sephora Pro Airbrush Concealer Brush. I always like to smile so I can bring the concealer down to the apples of my cheeks, just so that area is super bright. Guys, while we're blending, how are we feeling about this voiceover? Oh, I just got re-inspired and I really wanted to start filming again. I'd been so down lately because of social media, but I'm back and I just really wanted to start giving it a go again. And you can thank my man for that, Jacob, I love you. But yes, let me know in the comments if you do prefer a voiceover or a talk through. I'm kind of leaning against talk through, guys, I'm not gonna lie. For my contour, I'm going to be using the Bobbi Brown foundation stick in shade Walnut, and I'm only going to apply this to my cheekbones, and then I'm going to blend it in with a flat kabuki from Iconic London. I used to always contour my forehead with creams, but I've kind of pulled back now, and I'm going to show you how I do it with just my bronzer only. Now, if there's any harsh lines, I'm going to go back in with my Sephora Airbrush brush and just buff out any lines. Cue the mirror face. Yeah. Okay, so to bake, I'm going to be using the Marc Jacobs Invisible Finish line, and I'm going to be applying that with my Revlon sponge. Now I'm just going to apply this to my under eyes and also down the sides of my nose and also in the center of my forehead, just where we've applied that brightening concealer. And to sharpen the shit out of the contour, I'm going to take my baking sponge, place it on the corner of my mouth, and take it up to the bottom of my ear, just under the contour, just so we can let that bake. So apparently Kylie Jenner is a massive fan of baking under her contour, so if she does it, I'm doing it. So now going back in with the Urban Decay palette, using the shades Wild Thing and Heist, I'm going to be using a tapered pencil brush, and I'm going to really smoke out under my lower lash line. I love smoking out on the lower lash line. I just feel like as I'm getting older and I'm getting fine lines, I just think, oh, I'm just going to cover it with some shadow. Now obviously you don't want to go too dark here, you just want to bring down the transition shade just so it all ties in together really nice. The more you blend, even if there's nothing on your brush, it will eventually smooth out any harsh lines and it'll all blend together really, really beautifully. Next, using a big powder brush, I'm just going to fluff away any of the excess baking powder, and then also using something tapered, I'm just going to go right under my eyes just to make sure I get rid of all of that excess powder. Now to bronze up my face and give my skin some warmth on this cold Australian day, I'm going to be using MAC Give Me Sun. Now this is my favorite bronzer of all time. It is freaking amazing, but I'm going to be using this on my cheekbones. I'm then going to make my way around my forehead just to really bronze up right near my hairline, as that's where the sun naturally tends to hit your forehead. And then I'm going to go under my jawline just to give myself a slight contour. So next I'm going in with the Master Chrome Highlighter by Maybelline, and this is probably my favorite product of the month. It is like super pigmented and it's so cheap, that's why I love it. So I'm just going to apply this to the top of my cheekbones, down the bridge of my nose, and also on my forehead to make my face pop. Once the highlighting is done, I'm going to go in with the final step, and I'm using the Kylie Cosmetics and Kim collaboration in the lip creams. I'm doing the shade KKW, and that concludes the look, my loves. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Let me know if you do prefer voiceovers to talk throughs. I personally think I do like a talk through because I feel like I'm getting just really excited in my bedroom and I'm not actually on camera. Like, it's really weird for me, but don't forget to like and subscribe if you aren't already, and thank you so much. Good, excellent. Do you like the camera, baby? Hi. Hi. No. What? Alby's a poser. Yeah, Mom, stop. Stop it. Hello, babies.